Welcome to the UTRGV Basketball Special. Alongside UTRGV men's basketball head coach Matt Figger, I'm Jonah Goldberg. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Jonah, thanks for having me.
Well, Coach, 2023 is here, about midway through the season so far. What have you thought of your team?
We'll continue to grow and mature. When you have 12 new players, it takes time for things to develop. But, we hope we can continue to stay healthy. Guys get nicks and bruises and bumps and things, and those things kind of pull you back a little bit. But we're hoping as the season progresses, we continue to stay healthy, and we continue to grow and get better every day. I've said this before: great group of guys. They are. They do the extra things. They're community service. They're as people. They do everything I ask them to do. Hard to get mad on a daily basis at a group of guys that try to do everything you ask them to do. So it's a fun team to coach.
Well, this team managed to match last year's win total before you even got to the new year, before you even started conference play. What does it mean to you to already be there and building on that?
Well, that just means our program's going in the right direction. You want to see improvement from year to year. One of my mentor friends, Coach Eddie Fogler, told me, you win more than you win the year before. That's progress, and we're improving because I think we're improving in a lot of different areas. Wins and losses kind of take care of themselves. And that goes back to being the character of the guys that I have in my locker room. From a character standpoint about doing their job. And it wasn't even doing their job, about being a man, learning how to become a man, learning how to give instead of take. That's where the character has grown in my locker room and where we've gotten better. And so the wins and losses kind of take care of themselves because you have people with a high care factor of winning not only games, but winning the day. And so that's the reason we're winning games, is because we've got winning character. And when you have that, you have good people around and you enjoy doing your job.
One thing that you did at the end of a practice a few weeks ago now, I think, really impressed me. You had everybody in the huddle and you told everybody that every day you're going to ask them what's something nice that you've done for people, what's something good you've done for people, and then you said, you can ask me that question too. I'd love to know more about what brought that up and what kind of things have come from that.
Well, it's just good. It's it's just ideas of how do we in a world where everybody is worried about someone else. They're worried about other people's success. They're worried about what someone else has that they don't have. There's a lot of divide in our country and in this world. I'm sure you ask somebody if you were living in Spain, they would tell you about the divide of people in Spain. I think with more technology, more social distance has come, and not social gatherings, because God rest his soul, Mike Leach used to talk about it. Get your phone. Go. Do you want to go out? And the person standing beside him, they respond in a text. That worries me for like people my son's age, is because they're smarter from a technology standpoint than I was when I was a child. Their growth socially is not where it was as I was when I was their age. I'd already had the world thrown at me when a lot of these guys age. A lot of these guys lose their headphones and they don't know what's going on. So we just try to do some things that are constant reminders of doing something kind for other people, and hopefully it'll open up people's eyes on our team, and to make them want to do more for others. And so we just kind of go every day and random people, and it could be anything from just holding the door open for someone. And that's all it is. It's just a random act of kindness. And so we try to practice it, and I think it just makes guys more conscientious of doing things the right way. So a lot of good's come out of it. I mean, we joke about we were in the other deal, and I'm holding the door. We're on the road, and it's snowing outside, and I'm holding the door for the whole team to walk in. And the guys walk by, random act of kindness, coach. Just so it is something that we take pride in.
Oh, I love that so much that your team's doing that. And you mentioned having the world thrown at you. You certainly have two student athletes who have had the world thrown at them. Dee Isidore, Alex Harouk, both of them from Ukraine, and obviously they've been going through, it's unimaginable what it's like for them every single day for the last 10 months. How have you had to manage that as their coach, knowing what they're going through?
I haven't had to, because those guys don't bring it to the table. I will handle whatever they want to share with me. And I've asked them individually, hey, is anything bothering you today? Something, you gotta let me know. Because I don't know. I mean, we're in a 7-8 hour time zone, number one, difference. And so something could be going on a day ahead of what's going on here, while we're asleep. They're already into their 8 hours of their day when we wake up, and it's nighttime there, and there's a lot of things that change on a daily basis. But I don't know how they do it from a day-to-day standpoint. But they bring a good effort and character and things like that, and so very proud of those guys. I don't know how I would react, and if every day that I had loved ones, fending for their lives, it's just it's a different deal. It reminds me every morning when I wake up just how lucky I am to live in the greatest country in the world. So our borders and things like that are being protected that these guys don't have. I mean, they try to get their country to be bullied. So I feel for those guys.
Well, one guy who may see several years of success is sophomore newcomer Will Johnston. My goodness, what a year he's having. He's putting up 24, 31 points in a game. How impressed have you been with him this year?
I knew he was pretty good. I think I told everybody back in September, my point guard's pretty good. I got a pretty good point guard. He's proven that so far. He brings a workman's ethic every day. Another one, these guys are setting culture things that we need, and when you show up and work the right way every single day. I said to him one time in the locker room, I said, Will, and when we were going through, because teams go through hard times, and you go through struggles. You got to learn to grow from struggles and things like that. And I was pretty hard on the guys one game that we lost, and I asked Will. I said, Will, did me getting on you constantly, did that hinder you making shots, or you being in the gym all the time, did that help you make shots and give you the confidence? And so these guys in the gym all the time. If you're in the gym all the time, you're doing things the right way in the gym. You're putting in the extra time to learn how to get better off the court. You go into class. You maximize yourself in the weight room. You're going to have that confidence, and you're seeing it. And could be happier for a person like Will Johnston. He is. Hopefully, we got him for 3 more years, man. Been really pleased.
And then, when you're talking about dynamic scorers, the conversation usually begins with Justin Johnson. He was the leading returning scorer in the WAC this year, and he's playing fewer minutes because you've got more depth, and yet his scoring is actually up. He's averaging 20 a game.
Well, that's what happens when you have better players. around him as far as from what you want talent-wise standpoint. It shows that's growth. We used to show it again when I was at South Carolina. We'd have kids that come in and we'd show their development of growth. Freshman year, they averaged this. They took this many shots, and this is the win total. And then here, senior year, they play on a better team that wins more games. They take fewer shots, average more points, because they learn where to get their shots, when to get their shots, and how to help their team. And so that's what we're seeing. Hopefully keep seeing with Justin is that keep seeing the daily growth, so he can get better. But it also helps make our team better.
Well, UTRGV men's basketball is in the thick of Western Athletic Conference play right now. In fact, they've got 2 home games this week. Abilene Christian, Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Chicago State, Saturday at 6:30 p.m. That Chicago State game is part of a single admission doubleheader with UTRGV women's basketball. They play Grand Canyon at 4. You can get your tickets now at utrgvtickets.com. Matt Figger, head coach of the UTRGV men's basketball team. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be back with UTRGV women's basketball head coach Lane Lord in a moment. This is the UTRGV basketball special.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Now hiring awesome crew. Apply at work@canes.com.
I first realized that I didn't have a voice when I was in the hospital. I woke up after open heart surgery and 3 months went by and the voice didn't improve. And so we realized that the vocal cord was paralyzed. It was a very difficult time for me because I'm a very vocal person and I thought, that's it, there's no hope. But when I found out that Dr. Jamal did this type of surgery and was going to be able to help me, I knew I was going to get my life back.
I love being a surgeon. When you have the opportunity to combine an educational institution with a health institution, you get the best of both worlds. By involving those faculty who are the teaching physicians and surgeons, you're also having the highest quality, the most cutting edge care that you can possibly get.
Once I started feeling like I was talking, I was elated. Getting my voice back, I've learned that you shouldn't leave anything unsaid. So say what you need to say. Tell them you love them.
I've been reading letters to Santa. Looks like everyone wants a new car. Santa should go to Payne for the best deals, service, and selection.
Get $6,000 off MSRP on a new 2022 Ram 1500 Crew Cab during the Black Friday sales event at Payne Rio in Rio Grande City, Ed Payne Motors in Weslaco, and at the new Payne Edinburgh.
Merry Christmas.
Lo que tú quieres. Ho, ho, ho!
TownePlace Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh's newest destination spot and a host hotel of UTRGV Athletics, with the amenities that a frequent long-stay traveler or visiting team in town to take on the V-Nation looks for. The nightlife is amplified with Ignite Lounge, a great way to wrap up a long workday or celebrate a big win. TownePlace Suites by Marriott on Trenton in between Business 281 and Sugar Road and minutes away from the excitement of UTRGV. TownePlace Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh.
Today is going to be one of those days. It is going to set us on a different trajectory, put us in a position that we've never been before. Today is about one of those final pieces. Today is finally giving our coaches and our young people the tools they need to be successful. We're winning in the classroom. We'll continue to win on the courts and the fields of play. But today, this is championship caliber.
Welcome back to the UTRGV basketball special. I'm Jonah Goldberg, and we're now joined by UTRGV women's basketball head coach Lane Lord. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here, Jonah.
Well, Coach, we're about halfway through the season, just at the start of Western Athletic Conference play. What can you tell us about your team so far?
I like our team. I think we got a chance to really improve as the season goes on. We played a really tremendous schedule in the non-conference with 4 top 50 teams, and had 5 other Division I wins. So the schedule, I think, made us tougher. We got off to a little slow start in WAC play, but played two really good games that came down to the end and just came up a little short. But I like the direction of our team, and I like the way they're fighting. And, you know, like we always talk about, and we've been able to do over the years, is play good at the end. And I think this schedule is going to help prepare us for that.
So how did playing those really good teams during non-conference help to prepare you for WAC play?
Well, when you play Power 5 teams or top 25 type teams, they can expose you to things that you really need to work on, and that certainly happened for sure. And then what you got to do from there is then you got to go take it back to practice and work on those weaknesses. And it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but I think if we continue to grind and continue to work and on those weaknesses that we do have, that the Power 5s expose you on, then if we have that mindset, I think we're really going to be good at the end of the year, second half of the conference season. And
of course, you've had some success this year, and when you've had success, I've noticed one of the things is typically when you've been able to get the ball inside.
It's just night and day. If we touch the paint or the post and then get kickouts, we're just a much better shooting team. And if you look at our shooting percentages, it's when we touch the paint and the post, it's over 50%. If we don't, it's under 20%. So it's got to be a focus from here on out. And we certainly have been drilling it the last few days in practice and watching a lot of film on ourselves. A lot of times we spend the majority of our film watching with our team, scouting the other opponent, getting ready for everything they run so we can be sound defensively. We've kind of flipped the gears here. We're going to kind of self-scout and do more of that, and I think it's really going to pay off for us.
And I mean, you've certainly got some talented bigs down there. Deborah Ogiemi, one of your newcomers, has shown that she can really be a spark.
Yeah, she's had a couple of double-doubles, and I believe she's our leading rebounder. But even though she's only about 5'11", 6 foot, she can score over taller players because she's athletic and can go left, can go right. But the biggest surprise for us in the post has been our freshman, Charlotte O'Keefe, and she continues to get better and better and better, and she plays with a lot of confidence. And talking about getting the ball inside out, she actually leads our team in assist-to-turnover ratio, so she makes good decisions. If she gets doubled, she's going to find the right people, and that's when we make a lot of threes.
Hey, when you have somebody playing down low, you don't necessarily expect gaudy assist numbers, but I think she had 4 in your second WAC game. She had 4 blocks in your first WAC game. So yeah. She's really found a lot of ways to contribute immediately as a freshman.
She has, and she comes from a winning program in Kansas, played for a legendary coach that's won about 15 state championships. She won, if you take COVID out, she won a state championship every year she played in high school, and I think only lost a handful of games in 4 years. So she's a winner. She knows how to work. Her basketball IQ is probably one of the highest on our team, probably next to Janae Williams. And so she's going to be a fun one for us. We're really excited about what she can do in WAC play.
You mentioned having that winning mentality. I know you have a few players who've come from programs that won a lot at the high school or the junior college level. How much does that help when you have those players who have that kind of winning pedigree?
I think it helps a lot. Over the years, in my 30-year career, we try to recruit coaches' kids, and we try to recruit kids from winning programs. And the more of those you can have, the better it's going to help your chemistry, because they know what it takes, the grind. Basketball is such a long season. It's literally, Jonah, it's from June to April, and that's a long season. So you got to have mentally tough kids, and usually coaches' kids are, and then also people that have learned how to win.
And then, of course, in that month that you're off, there's finals.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about being a student athlete at the Division I level. They really don't have time to do anything but books and basketball, and it takes a special person to be able to do that. But the amount of time they spend, we only get 20 hours a week with them as far as basketball, but they're spending probably another 20 hours, doing study hall, being in the Victory Center, working on their academics, being with tutors, eating with our strength coach, nutritionist, getting the right food in their bodies. It's a real job, and it takes special people to play at this level.
Your leading scorer, Ayanna Dorsey, every time you look up, she's putting up 20 points.
Yeah, she's a great scorer, and probably what I like the best about her, and this is a stat nobody looks at, fouls drawn, and you'll look up and she'll have, against New Mexico State, she drew 12 fouls. Well, she went 13 for 14 from the line because of that. And that's a stat nobody really looks at, but she's able to get to the rack even though she's small, and she's able to get fouled, and then she's probably, I think she is the best free throw shooter in the league statistically. So, and then she can shoot the three. We're working on her with taking great shots, because when she does have open shots, she usually buries them.
You know, I remember there was one sequence, it's probably happened more than once, but I think she got called for a blocking foul, and then the very next time down the court, she drew a charge. Wasn't afraid to go for it again.
Yeah, in our locker room, we have a charge board, and I think she's drawn a charge in almost every single game we played. And then, you know, this last game against Seattle, we drew as a team, we drew 5 charges, and she was one of those as well. But you're right, she's able to play great defense, and I think it goes back to her boxing career. Her dad trained her in boxing. He trains people all over the world, MMA, but she's got quick hands, she's got quick feet, and I think a lot of that has to do with that boxing training.
Wait, back it up. She's a boxer?
Yeah, she's going to fight when she gets done with basketball, whenever that happens. Her dad's a trainer, and like I said, and she grew up in the gym, you know, on the speedball and heavy bag and, you know, the jump roping, and I think that's helped her become a great basketball player.
Well, that's an impressive story, and you know, now as we're entering into 2023, you look back at the first half of the season. What has been the highlight for you so far?
I think the highlight for me has just been getting to know the 9 newcomers. We got great personalities on the team, and you know, it takes time for those players to trust the coaching staff and trust their teammates, and then to see how our returners have accepted the new players. So the chemistry hasn't been perfect. You know, it takes time, but it's growing, and I'd say we're at the best right now that we've been all year, and that's been fun for me to watch these young ladies grow up and treat each other the right way and do the right things and enjoy being around each other. So that's probably been the funnest thing for me.
I want to go back to November 29th. South Texas Showdown presented by Navy Army Community Credit Union facing Texas A&M Corpus Christi here at the field house. You had something like 3,000 little kids in attendance for school day. Take us through that experience.
Well, if anybody watching this has ever been to the field house, it's always really cold in there because we have to keep the air conditioning on at a low temperature because of the humidity, and we don't want the floor to slide around and all that. Well, that was the hottest day I've ever been in 5 years in the field house, because we had 3,000 people in there screaming and yelling, little kids, and it was elementary school day. It was awesome. So I usually wear a long sleeve with a turtleneck underneath, and you know, at halftime I had to strip down to just, you know, one shirt, and but it was awesome experience. I hope we get to do it every year. I know the kids enjoyed it, our players really enjoyed it, and it was just neat to see the field house packed to the rim.
Now, your next home game coming up on Saturday, 4 o'clock against Grand Canyon, and it's one of several doubleheaders this year that you're playing with the men's basketball team. How cool is it now to be able to schedule doubleheaders this year?
I'm really excited about it. This first year, in the 5 years I've been here, we haven't played a mirror schedule to the men, so if we play at home, the men were always on the road, vice versa. This year, we still don't play on the same nights, except for 3 times this year we get to, and it's going to be special because we never get to watch our men play. And I love to watch our men play. I love to support our men's team and our coaches. And I think we got a Bird Ogden game too. Is it 3 or 2 games we have?
Yeah, you've got the January 19th game at Bird Ogden.
At Bird Ogden. So yeah, we're excited just to play those doubleheaders, and hopefully the fans will like it too, and they get to watch both teams.
Well, it's coming your way on Saturday, 4 p.m. against Grand Canyon, and then the men host Chicago State, 6:30 p.m. 1 ticket gets you admission to both games. Get your tickets now at utrgvtickets.com. Lane Lord, head coach of the UTRGV women's basketball program. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Jonah. Have fun.
We'll be back to wrap things up in a moment. This is the UTRGV basketball special.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train longer, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. walk-ons. We live for this.
In the minute it takes to knock back your drink, spot your new crush, or cheer on the home team, you could do something that really makes a difference. Sign up as an organ donor. In less than a typical timeout, you could sign up to save 8 lives. It sure beats using a minute to mustard that hot dog. Sign up at tosa1.org.
The Rio Grande Valley is growing every day. That's why you need a team you can trust. 2 stations, 2 languages.
Violación a las leyes en el manejo de recursos públicos.
The most experienced news anchors in the valley.
And I'm Rudy Mireles.
The largest weather team keeping you informed in English.
The tracker front updates forecast.
Y en español.
Te le voy a estar explicando un poco más de eso.
A sports team covering the RGV like no one else.
What this win means.
We're live in the morning, at noon, and in the evenings. Anytime you need us, we're online and on social media too. We do this all in both languages.
Continue to follow breaking news. Nosotros estamos aquí para platicarles cómo.
Who else can deliver this type of coverage?
We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great night.
No one. Channel 5 News
and Azteca Valle.
Working together for you.
If you've been injured in a serious accident or arrested on serious charges, you need an attorney that will fight for you in court. Trust attorney Carlos A. Garcia, because serious cases require a serious lawyer. Call us at 956-584-1448, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Bobby, Killer Scout has new lure pricing for you and new members.
Existing members should also get new pricing.
Existing members do get new pricing.
All members get new pricing.
That's right, all members.
What about non-members?
Non-members also get new pricing.
Everyone gets new pricing.
Everyone gets new pricing.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone. Well, good. My work is done here. It's time to go practice and play.
Thanks for tuning in for the UTRGV basketball special. Want to watch this one again? Then make sure you check it out on Somos El Valle, channel 5.3, cable 1241 on Monday at 8 p.m. and Saturday at 11 a.m. for special re-airs. You can also see it again on the KRGV Sports Facebook page and at our YouTube channel at goutrgv.com/coaches show. Big thanks to UTRGV basketball coaches Matt Figger and Lane Lord for joining us this week. Follow the Vaqueros all season long at goutrgv.com. Our next UTRGV Athletics special comes your way on Sunday, February 12th at 11 a.m. when we get you ready for the UTRGV baseball season. But for now, this is Jonah Goldberg saying so long from the UTRGV Fieldhouse. Get your V's up.